Hey everyone, today's Beauty on a Budget is with Catrice Cosmetics. I am a huge fan of Catrice. They have really high quality products at a very affordable price. Today's makeup look cost me €31.73 to create, and if you want to see how I did it, then just keep watching. So we're going to start off with the eyes. I'm going to fill in my brows first. Your brows frame your face, and I can't actually do my eye makeup without having my brows done first. It gives me a guide as to where to place my shadow. So this brow pencil is great. It's double-ended, it has a spoolie on one end to comb through your brows and then the pencil on the other, so it's great for travel. So I brush through the brow hairs first so they're sitting down, and then I pencil them in, and then I just go back over if they're a bit too intense and I just brush them out. Now I'm actually not going to use an eyeshadow primer, I'm going to make my own. So I've just taken a bit of the foundation and then I'm going to powder it, and this is going to set it in place. It works the exact same way as an eyeshadow primer. It's going to ensure that your eye makeup lasts all day long and it doesn't smudge or crease on the eye area. Now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So I'm just taking this nude eyeshadow palette and I'm going in with the first eyeshadow, which is the champagne colour, and I'm applying this under the arch of my brow, and I'm also going to apply it in or around the tear duct of the eye and slightly on the inner portion of the eyelid. Then I'm going to go in with a slightly darker colour, and I'm just going to use this in the crease area. It's not going to be too distinct, but it's just going to help me blend out the darker brown eyeshadow later on. So I'm just using back and forth sweeping motions to blend out that colour. Next I'm going to go in with a dark brown shade, and I'm applying this with a flat shader brush on the outer portion of my eye, and then I'm going to slowly blend the colour across the lid. So then I'm going to take it into the crease a little bit, and then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and I'm just going to buff the two shadows together. So as always, I'm going to opt for an elongated shape, so I'm just pulling that shadow upwards and outwards towards the end of my brow bone and just making sure to blend it well. So I'm going back in with my blending brush and I'm just going to buff back and forth to ensure that all the edges are blended out. So now I'm going to wet an angled brush and I'm going to dip it into that dark brown shadow, and I'm going to run it along my upper lash line to define my lashes, but in a very subtle way. Then I'm taking this mascara and I'm applying it to my top lashes, and this mascara is amazing. It really does add volume and length to my lashes, and it's the darkest mascara I've ever used. It's absolutely fantastic. Then I'm going to run that dark brown shade along my lower lash line, and I'm just sweeping it halfway in, and then I'm going to apply coats of mascara to the bottom lashes as well, and that finishes off the eyes. So now I'm going to move on to the face. I'm starting out by taking my concealer palette. I'm using the green concealer in the palette to neutralise any unwanted redness that I have from acne, or any blemishes that I have, or even little scars on my face. I'm using my fingers to warm up the product and really blend it in. Less is more with green concealer, so don't go overboard. Now I'm going to take the lightest concealer in the palette and I'm going to use this as a highlighter. I'm applying it under my eyes and I'm bringing it down into a triangular shape, and I'm using a fluffy brush to blend it out and give me that really nice airbrushed finish to the concealer. So now I'm moving on to foundation. I'm taking this one here and it's in the shade light beige. It's a tiny bit too dark for my skin, but as I've said before, I don't mind that too much. I just bring it down my neck, and sometimes I like to go slightly darker with my foundation so I don't look as gaunt as if it was matched to my natural skin colour. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this foundation. It's really good, very long lasting, and I think it gives a really flawless appearance to the skin. So before I set my foundation in place, I'm going back in with the darkest concealer from the palette, and I'm just taking it on a painter style foundation brush, and I'm using this to contour the hollows of my cheeks. And if I've gone a little bit overboard, I'm just taking my foundation brush and I'm just blending out the concealer. I think the concealer gives a much more natural finish to the look opposed to a powder. So now I'm setting everything in place with a face powder. I'm just using it on a fluffy brush and I'm pressing it into the face. And because this is a translucent powder, it's not going to actually add any colour, so it's just setting my foundation for me. So now I'm going to finish off by applying my lipstick. I have two options for the lips. This is the first one. It's a really nice nude lipstick and it complements the eye look very well, perfect for daytime. And I have this lip tint here. I apply this all over the lips and then I rub my lips together, or I spread out my fingers, and this just gives a lovely long lasting stain to the lips. Whichever one you want, it's your choice. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.